Hi and welcome to the alumni series of Study in Turku, a series where we discuss with alumni about working life and life in general. Today we have Dado here with us, an alumni from the University of Turku, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Could you start off with, just in your own words, talk about how you have gotten here today? What's the process been? What kind of choices and things have you done in order to be here or be where you are today?
Okay. First, thanks for this opportunity, and it's actually a bit funny story, and I like to tell my friends it was a bit random type of event that I ended up in Finland. Originally, I come from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and I obtained my bachelor's degree there in biology. Then I wanted to pursue the education further, and I wanted to test how could I do abroad, and wanted to change the environment a bit. So I didn't look for any country in particular, but however I stumbled across this master's program, biomedical imaging, that happened to be in Turku here in Finland. And as ice hockey player as well, that was already a no-brainer. Finland seemed very interesting, so I opened up the application, and the deadline was that night. So I just decided to try, and I managed to finish my application in time. It was a bit hectic, but anyway, I applied, and maybe a few months or 2 months later, I got the invitation for the interview. Then I ended up here not so long ago than from my original application. So maybe half a year ago, I just ended up in Turku completely by myself, changing the whole environment. And it was a bit unexpected in a way that I didn't plan, but I must say, if I planned, I couldn't plan better than how it happened. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
That's good to hear. So it was kind of a, just you found something, it seemed interesting, and you just went for it. You wanted to try it.
Yeah, exactly. And as I said, I didn't look for Finland at the first place, but when I saw this is in Finland, then I started actually thinking of it, and I thought it's quite far from my home country, but I really think that was really good choice. And as I said, the ice hockey and the whole things that I knew about Finland already were quite then tempting. Also, it felt like some would say a bit like of a touch of destiny.
Okay.
It was a bit meant to be, maybe.
Yeah. If we think about interacting with other students and so on, did you get in touch with other students with a international background? Did you get in touch with students from Finland? How did you feel that you kind of got into that environment?
So we had this tutor program. It's still going on. So we were greeted by our senior students who were our student tutors. And then, of course, when you start studying, you immediately fall in the group of maybe 20, 30 students, depending on a program. So we very quickly became friends. And of course, it was much easier for everyone to go together through the orientations and get to know everything. But then, in general, the whole campus and everything was quite around and very nearby to any kind of faculty. So it was also very easy for me to meet people from different faculties, which are friends to this day. So, and also I would say a lot of sports and activities like that really made my kind of settling in it much easier.
So, if we think about your studies, what kind of skills do you feel that you kind of picked up for the life after the studies? Of course, the thing that most university students are interested are of course to get a degree, to get skills, but then also how to use them after the studies. So if how do you feel about what skills you kind of picked up during the studies?
Well, so to call back on what we discussed a bit earlier, one of the skills that I really appreciate that I picked up was also that came through this university trying to make us network and socialize a bit more. So I definitely broke some comfort zone there and went to some events that I would not know anyone and would go kind of alone, but would meet many people that proved to some of them are also now friends, some of them are actually related to work even nowadays. So that's one of the skills that I would say that really made my life better here, and it came from the university, is ability to learn to network and how to approach different people in different places.
Yeah, and especially in Finland as a context, networking is extremely important, and it's usually something that a lot of people are talking about. Networking is important. You should network, but perhaps for many people it could be difficult to perhaps completely understand what networking means. But that, I mean, as you said, it's also friends that you met through, or individuals that you met through kind of informal events will actually very often end up being your network in your professional life, even if perhaps from the place that you met them wasn't really a professional setting. So yeah, do I understand correctly that you also agree with this?
Yeah, exactly. That's the case that after 2 years, well, it was Corona time, unfortunately, but now for work I would meet some people that I met 2 years ago in something completely unrelated, and of course I didn't know that I will work here. So definitely it's super nice to have that kind of luxury that I know these people already.
Yeah. So there weren't any, big cultural shocks or anything like that, when you came here, and particularly the studies. I mean, I guess there's Finnish food culture and so on that could contain a few shocks.
Yeah.
But not within the studies, there weren't anything of that.
Well, there were a few shocks in a way, but I must say all of them were very positive. As I said, as I've mentioned before, this in general hospitality and even the professors who are high ranked among the academia, they're still very approachable and kind of normal people, which was really great. You could discuss with them and they would never look down at you just because you're a student. So it was a bit shock to me because I come from a bit more strict culture when it comes to education. So that was great, and honestly I think it was much more stimulating environment to learn and study.
So you've experienced Finland now. I assume you're pretty satisfied with the situation you have at the moment. But do you have any plans? You moved to a completely different country, to a completely new culture. Do you have a sense or feeling that you would like to try something new in the future as well? Move to a completely different country again?
Well, I must be honest with you, from previous experience that we just talked about, I think I learned not to plan too much. Yeah. But there's of course I think about the future, but I must say for now, or at least for some time, I see myself in Finland, and especially in Turku, because when I was looking for work, there was more opportunities maybe in the bigger cities at the moment, but then I decided to stay because I really like Turku as it is, and for now my plan is to be here and be around, so that is for now.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned, I guess, a thing that a lot of students usually comment on, that they feel that there are more jobs in the larger cities, but also, I mean, a lot of organizations in the Turku region, as you probably noticed from your work with a lot of different organizations, but they're quite small. And usually it's more difficult to find job offerings from those smaller companies, because of course there are a lot of jobs open, but it's easy that they become just part of the greater picture, and it's difficult to find those. So I think that's also a good point to understand that. And you mentioned that your organization is an umbrella organization. You are between two organizations yourself. I guess you're also doing quite a lot of collaboration and are discussing with a lot of other organizations in the area as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I mean that perhaps also has it given you a new sense of, or a new idea of perhaps new opportunities, or just the scope of the opportunities that do exist here in the region?
Yes, most definitely. As you said, it might seem easier to think that there are many opportunities in the bigger cities, but then again, let's say this area is a bit smaller than the other cities in Finland, but then again it's very good because everything is within the reach, and once you reach out, there's actually so much to do and so many things to try to get involved with. So yes, and through my work now I discovered there's plenty of opportunities even for students, and students who are still studying and students who are graduating. So yeah, I would definitely say that there's many opportunities here.
Yeah. Before we wrap things up, I would like to end with a question. What kind of tips would you tell, students that are perhaps in the situation where you were a few years ago? What kind of tips, either concerning professional life or life in general, would you like to tell them?
So one tip would be very obvious from our conversation. It's definitely to network. And the other would be that no one should be afraid to try something new, to change the environment, to come study something completely new in different country, in different culture. It might sound scary or like a bit challenging, but it's definitely worth it. And I would really advise new students and people to break their comfort zone a bit and try to come to try something new and meet new people, embrace new culture, learn new things, and experience this actually amazing country, and in my case at least, like this amazing city of Turku as well.
Thank you, Dado, for your wise and fine words. And thank you to the viewer. We will get back with a new episode really soon. Thank you.